My dad demanded 75% of my lottery winnings for my adopted golden brother because he deserves it more. I gave them a reality check. I was 24 when I won $380,000 in the state lottery. It wasn't life-changing, but it was enough to pay off my student loans, buy a used car, and finally breathe without calculating every cent. I hadn't even told anyone yet until my dad called me out of the blue and asked if I could swing by for family dinner. Family dinners weren't common in our house unless there was something he wanted. I showed up, sat at the table, and barely touched my food. That's when he dropped it. "Your brother deserves a chance too," he said, pushing a manila folder toward me. Inside was a breakdown, literally a budgeted plan of how I should give 75% of my winnings to help my adopted brother Chase start his business. I blinked. "You're serious?" I asked. He nodded. My mom just looked down, silent. Chase sat there smug, like this was all meant to happen. And honestly, it had always been this way. Ever since they adopted him when I was 9, I became the shadow. Straight A's, good. But Chase needs tutoring. Got into college, great. But Chase is taking a gap year to find himself. Every achievement I had came with a caveat about what Chase needed. And now when I had a win of my own, they wanted to siphon it for him again. I took a breath and said no. My dad's face turned red. "You're being selfish. Chase is trying to build something. He's your brother, you're right." I said, "He is trying to build something. Let him build it like I did on his own." I stood up and slid the folder back. "You never celebrated my wins. You just found ways to reassign them." "Not anymore," Chase scoffed. "Bro, it's just money." "Then you won't mind not having it," I replied. That night I got texts from relatives calling me ungrateful, cold, and dramatic. But the silence from my parents the following weeks, that was louder than anything. I used my winnings to invest, travel solo for the first time, and eventually start my own business. 2 years later, guess who messaged me asking for a small loan? Chase. I didn't respond. Instead, I posted a photo from Tokyo with the caption, "Built this one on my own. No loans, no handouts." I wasn't being cruel. I was just done funding people who never clapped when I won. But that's not where it ends. A few months later, I flew home for Grandma's 80th birthday. I hadn't been back in 2 years. Everyone was there, including Chase. Except now, he looked rough, unshaved, anxious, and thinner. Apparently, his business never launched. The money he did get from our parents dried up fast. My dad, who had always worn pride like armor, couldn't even look me in the eye. Grandma pulled me aside and whispered, "You've grown so much, I wish they saw it sooner." That night, I overheard Chase arguing with my dad. "You told me he'd help. I dropped out for this." Dad hissed back. "We gave you everything. You messed it up." I should have walked away, but I walked into the kitchen instead. "You both gambled on me folding." I didn't. Chase's eyes were wild. "It's not fair. He always had the easier life." I laughed. "You had the spotlight. I had silence. You had applause. I had to clap for myself." Then I dropped the final card. "I've been sponsoring a scholarship fund." Quietly. It's already helped 3 kids from our old high school start businesses. Kids who didn't have a Chase dragging them down. My mom gasped. My dad muttered. That money was supposed to be for family. I turned to him one last time and said, "I gave it to the only people who never asked for it." They didn't reply, and I didn't visit again. The next year, I mailed Grandma a framed photo of me standing in front of my second store. On the back, I wrote, "Some families are built, some are chosen. Thank you for never making me prove my worth." She sent back a note. "Proud of you, my real golden boy. It all started when